Hi guys, Kieran again here from Better Health, Better Self. We have session number 9 today, and we are going to be discussing well-being. Just a quick recap on last week. Hopefully you were able to watch that video on fad diets and maintenance and really take something from that, which you can apply for the future in regard to maintaining weight. And then if you ever come across specific diets again, you kind of know the pitfalls to following a specific diet, and you can identify whether or not a diet is suitable for you. But I would always err on the side of caution whenever you're parting with your money and looking for a quick fix. I would definitely just recommend taking it easy, taking it slowly, soaking up the information like we've been doing week by week, and then hopefully implementing what you've learned rather than trying to do things all at once. So let's get on to today's session, well-being. So today's objectives are to understand 5 ways to well-being and to begin to gain an understanding of what well-being is as a concept. Recognize that developing your own personal well-being can be beneficial in helping support weight management. That's how we tie it into this program, and improve other areas of your life and your health as well. To understand, by not having good well-being, how this can affect you negatively. And then at the end, we're just going to try and I put together some information, and within the group it would be a maybe sharing and gaining information from each other about what we know, what opportunities are out there to develop our well-being within the community. But I've got lots of links at the end, so if anyone is interested in them, just obviously stay tuned towards the end of this, and there'll be lots of resources for you to maybe have a look at in the future. So, what does well-being mean to you? So, well-being is a phrase, a word which has been bandied around now in mainstream for maybe the last 10 years, and it's kind of all-encompassing really. And what I want people to do within the session is just to understand what they think that what well-being means to them and what well-being means to you, and write that down on a piece of paper. We've got some sheets here, but if you obviously following at home, do the fill in the resource which you've been sent via email. So just write down what well-being means to you. So I'm going to put on a few statements as to what well-being means to me. Well-being is about Well-being is about living in a way that is good for you and also good for others around you. It's a feeling of contentment, self-confidence, and self-esteem that enables people to feel like they can do things they want to do, and most importantly, achieve your goals, weight maintenance and sustaining weight loss. Without this understanding, we are vulnerable. I put that together, and important aspects of that for me really is having good well-being can affect your self-confidence and your self-esteem. That could prevent you from doing lots and lots of things, from leaving the house to trying new ventures, and obviously linking it into weight loss. If you've got low well-being, you're going to struggle to achieve your goals, just because you're really struggling to do the fundamentals, the basics really of just being confident and moving forward in the right direction. I've got another one as well. Good mental well-being does not mean that you never experience feelings or situations that you find difficult, but it does mean that you feel that you have the resilience to cope when times are tougher than usual. Well-being can take many different forms, but a useful description is feeling good and functioning well. So looking at this next statement, it's not to say that people are always in a good mood or a bad mood, or they're always high or always low in terms of their well-being. It's just being aware that we all experience different feelings and situations within our lives, and it's how you cope and deal with them situations and then move on. So that's obviously tied into how resilient you are as a person. And I feel that going through adverse circumstances actually can help to build up your resilience, as long as you can learn from it and move forwards in the right direction. So yeah, these are just a couple of statements which I've got, and then I'd obviously look forward to hearing what some of the group would be saying, and also what you guys at home have wrote down as well. Obviously, feel free to you could write your own what it means to what your well-being means to you, and you can post that on the Facebook page, a private group, or you could actually privately email me. That's totally fine. There's no wrong answer with that as well. It's just your own subjective view of what well-being means to you. Right. What we've got here is a person who is looking, well, I'm looking at what basic needs in life you need to be well. So, what are the fundamentals for someone to be well in life? Now, if you're looking at your well-being and you're looking to improve that because you want to achieve goals, you need to have some basics. You need to have some fundamentals which are already in place. So I've got a few examples which I'm just going to flash around the person. So food's a basic necessity for life, and without the adequate quality food, that's definitely going to affect how well somebody is. Shelter, having a roof over one's head is extremely important, and this is, if you don't have food, there's not much food, you don't have a home or shelter, you're not going to be able to thrive in any other areas of your life. So I'm going to fly through some of these now. You can get the gist. Friends, so having companions, family, your own self-worth, security, and confidence, which I've mentioned here. So this is the person, and I like to I put what are her basic needs in life to do well, but I like to consider it, what does the person need to thrive in life? So to be able to thrive in life and to move forward, I feel you need to tick all these boxes to a certain degree and move forwards. So you need to have confidence, food, shelter, friends, family, self-worth and security. If you've got all them, brilliant. And if you feel like you do have them all but some are higher than others, that's totally fine as well. It's just maybe you might want to work on some areas to help you move forwards. But if there's any of those that are actually missing for you fundamentally, this is going to be almost impossible for you to focus on well-being, because you're not actually catering for your basic needs. So again, from this task, I would just like people just to reflect upon what we've just discussed, and then see where you are in terms of, do you have these basic needs? And now, if you do, that's brilliant, because believe it or not, there's a huge amount of people out there across the world actually who don't fit this criteria. So again, if you fit this criteria, fantastic, you're already doing pretty lucky in terms of what you've got in your life moving forwards. And again, just to be grateful that you've got these fundamentals. So just to summarise that, being well and having these, I will consider them building blocks to someone's life. And if you have all of them ticked off, then you're much easier able to achieve a goal moving forward, i.e. weight loss. These are the main building blocks to then, the foundations to then achieve whatever goal it is you're striving for. So again, the stronger your foundations, the more solid you've got, you tick all these criteria, the easier it is for you to achieve your goal moving forward. And I've just kind of summarised that here. And then how this aids your weight loss journey. Being well can be considered the building blocks needed to help address weight issues. By not having strong foundations, trying to achieve a goal will be very difficult. The stronger the foundation, the base which someone builds, the more likely the individual is to achieve their goals. That's just reiterating what I've just tried to explain there. So hopefully that makes sense, and you can reflect on that and see, well, actually, I've got all of these foundations, these building blocks. This should give you the confidence to aspire to achieving goals, and whatever it is that's holding you back, you can know that you've got the basics already set in place, and you just need to identify them goals, them issues, them barriers that are preventing you from achieving your goals. So, 5 ways to well-being. So these are the 5 ways in which you can improve your own well-being by being proactive and doing things. Now, the 5 ways to well-being are very easy because it's very easy to explain, and it helps you to conceptualize how your well-being is, because it's very easy to vaguely say, yeah, well, my well-being is quite good. This helps you to look at some of these areas in a bit more detail and identify if any of them need to be improved or not. So we've got some glasses, some books, some trainers. We've also got a phone and a present. Now what these are actually symbolising are the 5 ways to well-being. I wonder if you guys can guess what they are. So the glasses are to take notice or to be mindful. The textbooks, they represent to keep learning. The shoes, I'm guessing you know that one, to be active. The old phone, the silly phone, that's to connect with others. And lastly, we've got a gift, a present, that is to give. So the 5 ways to well-being are to give, to be active, keep learning, take notice, and to connect. So from that, we've got this little bit of a well-being star, and I'd like you to just grade yourself between 0 and 5 on how well you tick the criteria. So let's say, for example, to connect, so to be social, to be connecting with people, friends, family. If you consider you're very social with people, you're quite comfortable in that surrounding, you've got lots of friends to talk to at your disposal whenever you need them, you've got a good social network, then you can consider yourself a 5. You will then put a dot or a cross on the 5 and then work your way around. Then gauge how much activity you do and whether you feel you keep active in general. Grade that, and then grade keep learning. How much do you focus on trying to learn new things? To give. Giving's not just giving tangible things. Giving's also being able to give your time and to be mindful. And that's obviously taking in your surroundings and being a bit more present, a bit more mindful. We've kind of discussed mindfulness previously, and it's a big one if you want to improve your well-being. So these are the 5 areas, and I'd like you just to grade where you feel you are on there, and then connect to those lines, and then from that you should be able to see what areas you're thriving in and what areas there's potentially room for improvement. Now again, this isn't for someone to do on your behalf, this is for you to do on your own, and again, it's very subjective. It's down to you. You might consider yourself to be really active, where someone might be saying, well, in comparison to this person, they are not. And that's the same for you comparing yourself to others. You might look at yourself and think, well, I am active, but I'm not as active as this person. It's totally independent and subjective. It's your opinion. And if you assess that you're not active enough, then that's an area to improve. That's just how we're looking at this. So again, I will just let you connect them stars and then try and come up with some solutions around how to improve them areas of your well-being, because that's what's going to happen next. Now we've identified that, we could then maybe look at the 5 areas and maybe focus on what you could do to improve each of those 5. If one of them's completely full and you feel you can't give it anymore, then that's totally fine. But this is now up to you to do this on your own, in your own time if you're doing it at home, or within a set time period if you're doing it within the class. And maybe just identify or write down some things that you can do to give, to be mindful, to connect, to keep active, to learn. I'll give you one example, and that'll be, maybe you feel you could give a lot more, maybe you take more than what you give. Now, this could be, you might want to give some time, and this ties in with connect. You might want to give some time to a family member that you've not spoken to for a while, and someone who might not be in the best position as you, or could benefit from having a conversation. You will give them, maybe you might decide, I'm going to speak to my friend, my colleague, my family member at least once a week, just to give some of my time back. And in doing these things, this is only going to benefit you. So by you giving your time, that's only going to benefit them, but also because you're doing this, that's going to benefit you, and that's then going to be improving your own well-being, and then making you a much more resilient, happier person who is able to set themselves a goal, a target, and more likely to achieve that in a positive way. So again, I hope that makes sense. It's a massive topic, but I've tried to cover this in quite a relatively short amount of time, and we could actually talk about well-being, how to improve it, and lots of examples of improving the well-being star, like for a long time. But for now, it's just a matter of you completing that, reflecting, and then trying to identify some areas which would improve any. So I did mention we're going to share some knowledge and some best practice around what is already available within your local community. Now, you might have some organisations that you're aware of that work with people's well-being to improve that. I've got a few links on here. You've got Mind, which is a mental health charity which focuses on helping people who are struggling with their mental health, and that's something you have to be referred into, or you can self-refer. There's also a great website actually called actionforhappiness.org. As you can see, that just about it's saying the great dream, that's the acronym for giving, relating, exercising awareness, trying out, direction, resilience, emotions, acceptance, and meaning. This is a website which I picked up via a work link within the council, and I signed up to it, and I got some resources, and it's a really good website, and it also sends you emails on a regular basis, and if you connect to any social media pages, there's also regular updates and posts on just actions for happiness. Really, it's just a really uplifting, warm organisation. So again, have a look at that. I feel it's a really good one. You've got the Minds website. There's also the NHS mood quiz. If you go online and put the mood quiz, you would then answer some questions, and from them questions, it would then maybe flag up some areas and refer you to some specific courses online, in person, or some apps that you could potentially try, and some useful resources. So that's what the NHS is offering. Some more local bits of information. We've got the website at the top, which is www.lscft.nhs.uk. My Place. It's known as My Place. This offers 1 day a week sessions, and basically to work with in a volunteering setting, and it's a short amount of time where they might do like gardening and activities, and maybe have chats as well. So you would go to that website, go to My Place, you can sign up, and then when you finish their sessions, which last X amount of time, they then actively promote you to volunteer, because you get a lot out of volunteering. It's not just giving your time, but you're going to gain a lot from being able to volunteer. You'll learn a lot. You will feel an improvement in your self-worth because you're giving that time, and it's quite a noble thing to do. But they really want more volunteers, because then they are very good advocates for the program itself, and it just helps. It's like peer support. It's kind of what we do with this program here, trying to get each and every single one of us working on our own, but they're working together for a greater need. We've got Our Lancashire, which is an informal group that they meet over tea or coffee, and this is aimed at people to decrease isolation. They do activities again like gardening, crafts, art, woodwork, and lots more. So that's a really good one you can look into. The Living Life to the Full, that's a really cool one which I've come across. And again, this is a referral only, and if you're interested in living life to the full, you can go on that website, have a look, see what it's all about, and then there's a contact email and phone number. But sorry, that's the same link as my place. So yeah, it's just about getting in there, doing the sessions, and it's all about improving people's mental health and well-being. We've also got, I found this, www.versusarthritis.org. This is an online resource, so this isn't face-to-face, but it's a really good online resource which gives people advice and tips around living with arthritis. And I know a lot of people I come across do complain about the pains from arthritis, and I empathise with them. It must be very difficult to deal with, but this is a great resource for people just looking for that little bit of help and support around what they can do. And so again, that's a charity as well, which you can donate to help that keep going. There's also Outdoors for All Together. That's at Brinscoe Hall. There's a bit more information on that. If you do need to get that information, so I missed out the W in there, you would just contact that website and find out what they're doing. Again, it's more of an outdoors activity, getting people to do activities outdoors. Really good for your mental well-being. There's also a cool app we found here. That's spelled Medito. Medito app. Now this is basically a meditation app which is really super cool. It was recommended by one of the social subscribers. I've actually downloaded it, and it can help you with all sorts of issues. Now the meditation aspect of it can help people if they're feeling anxious, if they're struggling with their sleep, and you can start off with maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes, really slow meditation, and it's teaching you about meditation, but in a really easy to follow, comfortable manner. So that's an app you can download to your phone and follow. We've also got Trolley Buddies, which I'm sure lots of you are aware of, which is the council support, and they do all sorts of things like supporting people with their shopping and taking people to, or supporting people to activities that they might not feel like they can go to on their own. We've got Chorley FC. They offer something called Sporting Memories. This is a place where you can participate in activities such as table tennis. It's not overly energetic, so you don't have to be like a super sportsman to do this. It's just about getting people out and talking and just discussing sporting memories as well. So that's kind of the pull. So again, goal setting for this week. It's a little bit of it's not like a nuts and bolts session in terms of nutrition, but it's definitely something which you need to look at to support nutrition. Now, if, like I mentioned at the beginning, if someone's got good well-being, they are going to be able to fulfill whatever goals they're setting out to achieve. Now, if you feel that there's some part of your basic need, or maybe there's a part of the 5 ways to well-being that you could improve, maybe you could focus on one of them aspects to set a goal to try and improve. Because again, if you're looking at a specific area of your life that you want to improve, that's only going to help you move forwards and attain goals that you're setting to achieve. So with this one, that's 24 minutes actually. I've had a good ramble on there. I didn't expect it to be that long. I don't want to do it too long. So for now, I'm going to leave you with that. Let's set a really good goal around well-being, and let's incorporate that into trying to see if that can benefit us moving forward, whether that's with our weight maintenance or weight loss, or just to feel a little bit better about ourselves, which actually is probably one of the most important things. Hope you've enjoyed it. That's session number 9. We will have one more session. Now this will be slightly delayed. This might not be next week, it probably be the following week due to holidays. But hopefully we will see you then, and have a great week. Bye bye.